You will hear part of a talk by an economist. In it, she describes the impact of the banking crisis of 2008 and the lessons we have learnt from it. A friend who can't attend has asked you to take some notes.
If you owe your bank £100, you have a problem. But if you owe £1 million, it has a problem, pointed out the economist John Maynard Keynes in 1942. This idea that banks can lend too much and then incur big losses if the debts go bad, i.e. the loans are not repaid, became a horrible reality in the financial crash of 2008. All across Europe, governments were forced to put billions of dollars into the banking system in order to bail out banks which were considered too big to fail, meaning that if such banks failed, there would be a disastrous ripple effect through the rest of the economy. Millions of ordinary customers, from medium-sized businesses to people like you and me, would lose their money. And they would lose money not through any fault or lack of care on their part, but simply because the bank had been irresponsible in its lending and investments. Never again, people said. We must regulate the banking system, make banks smaller, make sure that they don't lend more than the value of their assets. So now, more than 10 years later, what lessons have we actually learned? Well, very few, it seems. Banks have not become smaller, they have grown. In the United States, the 6 biggest banks control nearly 70% of all the country's financial assets. The banking system should exist to support the real economy. That is to say, to help businesses and individuals to create wealth. But instead, it seems to exist almost as a business in itself, trading in currencies and complex financial instruments, speculating on rises and falls in the stock market, activities which bring little or no real value to the economy. What's more, the bank's own drive to grow and make profits leads to a culture of increased risk-taking. With that comes lower lending standards. So yes, we have learnt nothing. Nothing significant has been done to change this culture, and we are left open to a repeat of the 2008 crisis. Banks are still too big and too big to fail, and until they are broken up or somehow get smaller, we all remain at risk.